show. It's Friday, the 16th of April, and we're streaming live on LinkedIn, Facebook, and on YouTube. Let's see who's on here. Just drop us a message to see who's here live with us. And I will wait for people to start coming in before we get our questions from our audience. For those of you who are wondering where has the on-air mentoring gone, we had it live every Friday. Well, the reason it hasn't been broadcasted for the past few weeks is because we're working on our bigger goals, which is preparing a mastermind for C-level executives and also for younger managers, ages of 35 to 45. And we're going to be announcing those masterminds further down the year. So it has been too much work preparing for Jumpstart Monday, preparing for all the rest. So these will be broadcasted once a month. So feel free to be asking your questions throughout the month, and we'll get you live like we're getting our guests today live to answer their questions. Sergiu is here. Hello, Sergiu. Great to have you here. Marina Haralambos, like always. I think you've been to the sea today. I saw some photos. Well done. I missed it today. Jonida Drogu, first time I see you here. It's great to have you here. Thank you for being here. So now I'm going to turn the microphone over to Melissa and ask Melissa to bring our first guest in. And our first guest will introduce himself. Thank you very much, Melissa.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Sergiu. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Michael. How about you?
I'm doing very well. It's lovely to see you here. And tell the world who you are and what your question is, my friend.
So my name is Sergiu Popescu. I also do podcasts. We help the leaders of tomorrow by inspiring, motivating, and educating. And also we help businesses communicate their values through engaging videos through HPO media. So my question for you today, because it comes from my personal experience for the past 4 years that I've been collaborating with small and medium companies, is that I understood the value of having values as a business and communicating them. So values help drive company forward. A lot of small to medium companies don't have these values in writing or don't have these values at all. So how does a company create these values and how does it communicate them to their internal and external customers?
Thank you, Serge. That's a very valid question. And I'll say that in my experience, values go hand in hand with culture. And if I can give probably the easiest definition of culture is the way we do things around here. And even companies that think that don't have values, they do have values. They're driven by the owner of the company or by the senior management. And at the end of the day, how you spread those values is not, in my opinion, even though I'm not getting any credit by saying this because I'm a trainer, it's not by theories and by training, it's by actions. Actions speak louder than words, and the best way of leading is leading by example. So the senior management should show those values on their day-to-day encounters. But here I need to sidetrack just a bit and say that for all the rest, especially bigger companies, but also smaller companies that are not in the management, it's not only about values, because let's say that the technical guy sitting on his or her desk in the corner, it's not so much exemplifying those values, but it's about gratitude and appreciation. So is my manager showing his or her gratitude and appreciation towards me? Are they treating me as an individual or do they take me for granted? Very recently, a friend of mine, completed 10 years working for a certain organization, and what he found on his desk was just a card saying, congratulations, and a sticky note. Why didn't the manager go to such extreme, in inverted commas, such extreme, to write why he appreciates that person and show them their appreciation in 5 or 6 lines, showing that it's true appreciation? So values are important, and they need to be lived and portrayed and exemplified by the management in their daily actions and reactions. But going further down the hierarchy, I think it's gratitude that is more important, showing people that they're not taken for granted and showing them how much you appreciate them. And that's how you build a great organization, which is led by values and powered by gratitude, Serge.
Thank you very much. I think it sums up in one word that you've already said it before. It's empathy, and I've watched their video on that. So it's something that we need to work on as a younger generation as well. So thank you, Michael, for the answer. It's very useful.
It's my pleasure, and I have to congratulate you also for becoming more succinct. I remember in the old days when you used to ask questions, it took you minutes and hours, but now you're becoming a great professional, asking them succinctly. And also, thank you for all your help with our video editing, which is supreme. Thank you very much, Serge.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Yeah, have a lovely day, and stay with us for further on. And this is the question. Let's take some comments before we bring our next question on. Let's see who's here. My friend Savia Pavlou is here. She's the one who told me that, Michael, where is the on-air mentoring? And that's why I began stating all what's happening. Pampos Panayotou, hello, Michael and team. Yes, team, and Michael says hello. Stephanie Pilavaki, how are you doing? I'm doing great, even though I didn't go swimming today. My friend Chrysalia Erodotou. Chrysalia, that coffee is imminent. We should be meeting up. Zoe Haralambous. Hello, Zoe. How are you doing? And Valentinos Lukaidis is here. Who else is here? Melissa. Val is here, I see. And many, many more. So, Melissa, shall we go on and bring our next guest, please? Pagona. Pagona Liggou.
Hello, good morning, Michalis. How are you?
I'm doing very well. How about you?
Fine, I'm fine.
You're excellent. Can you please introduce yourself? And just before you do, I'll say that Pagona used to be the HR manager for Basiligon Cement Works. We worked very closely together. I learned a lot from Pagona, and the answer I gave to Serge about values, about exemplifying the right leadership, and about gratitude, Pagona was all that in one person, together with your team.
Thank you very much, Michalis. I'm Pagona Liggou. I'm an HR and communication professional for more than 25 years. And I've worked with Michalis with a lot of success. So my question, Michalis, for today is, normally we know all that the competent leaders are aware that their team will not be happy and active unless they present a positive attitude themselves. But we all know that leaders are human beings. What happens when they are sad? How can this impact their team? I mean, what should they do? Pretend or else?
Okay, that's a great question, Pagona. And if we take as a given that leaders are also human beings, then I will say that you don't shield your team by pretending that you're happy, but showing a bit of vulnerability, I believe, opens up people to show their vulnerabilities too. And telling people that this hasn't been easy for me, or this has been a difficult period, and showing that you are a human being as they are, I think this will bring you closer to your team. But having said that, and also help your team open up. But having said that, at the end of the day, if a leader only moves towards vulnerability and is always negative or portraying negative emotions, this will impact the team. And as you know from your experience, it will impact the team in a way that won't be helpful. So we need to conjure up the courage, understand that we need to show a brave face in the face of adversity or in difficulties. And if it's so bad, stay at home for a few days and recover and come back strong, because your team is looking up to you. And that's it. Can you bring also Savia's comment up, Melissa, please? I haven't read it, to be bringing it up. Leading by example builds culture, empathy and appreciation builds teams within that culture. Very correct. So, Pagona, what's your take? You've been a leader for multinational companies and a manager.
Yes.
What's your take about this?
It was a difficult task, but in order to be a good leader, you should be able to unlock the collective intelligence of all your talents. This is the most important for me, Michalis.
Yes, true.
You should be capable to do this.
Yes, and you wouldn't be so capable to do this, or you wouldn't be able to unlock it if people were coming into an office of a negative person or the rest. And today I was having coffee with Eureka's general manager, my friend Jason Neophytou, And one of the things he told me, and I really liked it, and it also answers part of your question, part of Serg's question, is that he never calls meetings with his team in his office because sometimes people feel intimidated by having the personal assistant saying the general manager wants you in his office. So what he does is management by walking around, going into people's offices, either announced or unannounced, and saying, shall I come back in 15 minutes and catch up on the budget? Or he sends an email telling them that at 9 a.m. he will be down in their office, so they feel more comfortable. And I really like this. And the leader should be leading by example and portraying all these values that we talked about earlier. And
you're right, totally right. Fully
yes.
agree with you, Michalis. But without being capable to be a coach, because a leader should be a coach first of all. Otherwise, he cannot manage his team.
I agree. I agree. I think this is wise words. A leader should be a coach. Right?
Yes. Yes.
Very true. So thank you very much, Pagona. And please stay on just to thank both yourself and Serge after we finish this call. And thank you for coming. Dear friends and fans, thank you for being present for this on-air mentoring. We had 2 questions for today. Please send in your questions. You have a month to send in your questions. Any question on pricing, on branding, on not lowering your prices or increasing your prices, whatever you like, whatever on your mind, any business-related question, send it in and we will be more than happy. You can send it at admin@michaelvirardi.com, or you can fill in there is a link, you can fill in the form and you can come up live. If you don't feel comfortable coming up live, then send in your question and we will ask it and answer it for you. Thank you very much for tuning in. It was a pleasure. Have a great weekend and a productive Friday.